sing hallelujah. Come on, get happy. Get ready for the judgment day.
What's going up there, YouTube land and also social media lands? Welcome to an all-new video. In this video, we'll be doing a movie review of a newer film that just came out last weekend and is a sequel to a 2019 film, so we're going to get right into that. Before we do that, make sure you hit that subscribe button so you don't miss this video and the other videos I put up. As always, people, if you enjoy my content here on YouTube, definitely check out my other social media platforms, such as X, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, Patreon, Threads. Pretty much post on these regularly, so definitely check them out. So, these people, let's get right into this. So, welcome one and all to an all-new video. So, like I was saying before, we're doing a movie review of a new film that just came out last weekend, and is a sequel to a 2019 film called Joker, Folie et Deux. Yeah, Joker, Folie et Deux. Yeah, so that's the last time I'm going to call it that. I'm just going to refer to it from Joker 2 from now on. So for the fact that that's a freaking hard name to say. But anyways, Joker 2 is a sequel to the 2019 Joker from DC Studios and from Warner Brothers, which of course had the titular character of the Joker played by, of course, Joaquin Phoenix. And this one happens to be a musical, along with being based on the Joker character from, DC Comics. And this film, I just really, found it more fun than the first film, actually. I was surprisingly shocked, because I was sitting there watching it going, it's not too bad. But the musical parts, I was like, I don't know too much. I'm like, I don't know. But for the most part, I found this film a lot more entertaining than the first film. And also, I just thought that the whole, trial and the whole, in Arkham was such a great idea and concept that we got to see a lot of that. It just seemed more fun than the original film. It didn't feel so much like a PSA, like I have said about the first film as well. Now, this happened to be directed once again by Mr. Todd Phillips! Oh yeah! Todd Phillips! Woo! Todd Phillips! Yeah! Todd Phillips! Yeah! So, of course, Todd Phillips returned to direct Joker 2, because he directed the first film in 2019. And, I think Todd Phillips is a great director. I absolutely love his directing. I think he does a great job. He's got a really great eye for, doing comedy, and very raunchy comedy type of deals. And, doing this film was definitely something different for him versus a lot of his great big hits that have been over the years of, comedy types of films. And it just was interesting that he really wanted to do these two films. And, with this film, I think that he did a really, decent job. Besides putting in the stupid musical stuff, I think he still did a great job giving us some really great, mental institution kind of criminal lockup type of deal, some great courtroom scenes and stuff like that. And I just think he had a really great eye for some more dramatic elements versus, the dark humor he usually does. And I actually was really impressed with what he did with the non-musical parts throughout this film. And I just really enjoyed that he gave us this courtroom drama type of deal that just really, made this story of Arthur Fleck a lot better, I thought. And I just thought that it was a better made film than the first film was. Plus also the fact that they had a way bigger budget for this film, I think that also played into having a lot better special effects, better props and stuff like that. And I think also it gave it more, star power as well. That just gave it better, just made it better, I felt. And, having that, which it's too bad that it did so horribly for Todd Phillips, but overall I think that Todd Phillips did a good job. Now, if you haven't seen Todd Phillips in anything, or haven't seen any of his directing, a great movie to check out of his that he directed, which came out a few years ago, is another great sequel and a great trilogy he did that is just really fun. And that, of course, is a film called The Hangover 2. Yeah! The Hangover 2. Yeah. Absolutely love the whole Hangover trilogy. I think each of them are such great films. Hangover 2 is absolutely crazy as hell. Them going to Bangkok and stuff like that. And, Stu getting married and all this kind of stuff. And just Todd did such a great job with that film, giving us a really well-rounded sequel that was even better than the first one, even crazier, and he just really went balls to the wall with this film and just gave us this really great, raunchy, insane comedy that was so good. And Ed Helms, Bradley Cooper, Zach Galifianakis, Justin, all are Bartha are just so much fun, and he just really knew how to pull out of them some great comedy, and they all worked so well together in the film, and just made a really great sequel that gives you, like I said, some crazy ass shit. The whole idea of them, Alan having to retrace what they did that night was hilarious. The whole concept of going to Bangkok and what ends up happening to Ed Helms while he's under the influence again. And it's just so freaking funny. And Todd just really brought such a great film. If you haven't seen anything Todd Phillips has directed, definitely check out The Hangover 2. He did a really fantastic job with it. But overall, I really enjoyed what he did with Joker 2. And I think that he did a really decent job for what he had. And he did a great job of giving us kind of, something he wanted to give. And it might not be everyone's cup of tea, it definitely is not 100% my cup of tea, but I still think Todd did a great job and gave us some really great, action sequences, great dialogue, and some great storyline that had a very crazy end. But yeah, definitely a good job by Todd Phillips. If you haven't seen anything Todd Phillips has directed, go check out Joker 2 in theaters now. He did a really phenomenal job. So this film has a really great cast, lots of great people. Of course, the main character himself returning for this film, along with the director. But there's actually a couple of new people in the film that really bring some fun to the film series, and just really have, just all around, just a really fun cast that I thought all of them did a decent job and gave us something that was somewhat entertaining. Now, to start us off is Joker himself, Mr. Joaquin Phoenix! Oh yeah, Joaquin Phoenix! Woo! Joaquin Phoenix, yeah! So Joaquin Phoenix you might recognize, of course, from a slew of films over the years. Huge 80s teen player. He was in Parenthood. He was in, a whole bunch of things over the years. 8mm, so many things, and just he's always a decent actor. He's always enjoyable to watch, and he always brings really great craziness to his characters. And I think that his portrayal of this version of the supposed Joker, or the influence of the Joker, was a very interesting characterization. And the fact that this is a person that definitely has a very unstable mind, and has these issues where he has uncontrollable laughter and stuff like that he's definitely mentally disturbed. I thought that he did a decent job. And I actually enjoyed him more in this film, simply the fact that it didn't feel like it was a PSA for mental health for him. It actually felt like he was playing a character that was more centered, on his character and other characters around him. And I just enjoyed that better, and I thought Joaquin did a decent job with the film, and I thought he did a really good job. And especially towards the end of the film, his performance was just really amazing, and he did a really fantastic job that I really enjoyed, and I thought overall he was really decent. Now, if you haven't seen anything else Joaquin Phoenix has been in, definitely a great movie to check out that came out in 2000 and is an Oscar-winning film called Gladiator. Yeah, Gladiator. Yeah, absolutely love him as the kind of the main villain in Gladiator. He plays such a bitch type of character, and he is the most pathetic villain, and just snidely and behind closed doors, behind your back type of deal, and he played it so well. And you actually at times almost feel sorry for him. Then other times you're like, I hate this dude. I want to kill this dude myself, type of deal. And Joaquin did such a great job of giving you those ups and down emotions with his character. And he just was so good as the character. And I just really enjoyed his performance along with Russell Crowe and Connie Nielsen and the other people throughout the film. And I think that he had some really great performances throughout the whole entire film, where he showed that he was just a really fantastic actor that was, even rivaled his brother, and really had a strong performance that was, Oscar buzzworthy in that film. If you haven't seen Joaquin Phoenix in anything, definitely check him out in Gladiator. He was really phenomenal. But overall, like I said, I really enjoyed him in the second Joker. I thought he did a decent, better job than the first film. And I just overall enjoyed his performance more and enjoyed the entertainment value of this film better. And I think that he brought that a lot more to this film. If you haven't seen anything Joaquin Phoenix has been in recently, go check him out in Joker 2. He did a really decent job. So that brings me to the next person I like to talk about that was in the film. Now, this is a newcomer that came to the film and is a character that we're very familiar with in the comics for over the years, and we've seen in live action form and in cartoon form, and is just a really fantastic character. And this was a very different interpretation of that. And that, of course, is played by Miss Lady Gaga! Oh yeah! Lady Gaga! Woo! Lady Gaga! Yeah! Or as some might refer to her, Lady Gaga. Lady Gaga is playing Harley Quinn in this film. That's one thing they brought into this second film, is bringing in the Harley Quinn character. And her name actually in the film is Harley Quinzel, or is also kind of similar to who Harley Quinn is. But overall, I think that the interpretation of what Lady Gaga brought to the character was a lot more like her own interpretation. It really wasn't more like the comic, or more like, like a version of Margot Robbie's version, or anything like that. It really was more of a different type of character of Harley Quinzel, or Harley Quinn herself. And it definitely, I felt, was not DC really related type of deal. It's kind of like how Joaquin Phoenix Joker is not really the Joker. So definitely, if you're going into this film thinking she's actually Harley Quinn, she's really not. She's just more of an interpretation of that, I feel. But I think Lady Gaga did a decent job throughout the film. Did I think it was her strongest performance? No, I think she's done better in other films. But overall, I think that she got the point across. She played the character very interestingly. And I think that, what the character was supposed to be, either if it was a real person or a imagination of Arthur Fleck, she definitely did a decent job of giving you kind of a little bit of that type of feel of both things. Like, is she real or is she real? And I think Lady, Gaga did a decent job with that and gave us something that was entertaining. And of course, Lady Gaga, she is so gorgeous. And she's always, wonderful to look at because she's just absolutely sexy. And, I think that she had a lot of great moments in the film where she just looks so sexy throughout the whole entire film. And I think that also brought a great kind of different, feel of the Harley Quinn type of character. And how she was a little different than, say, like, Margot Robbie's, version of Harley Quinn, or from the comic books and stuff like that. So I definitely feel that it was a little bit more of her interpretation of kind of her performance art as this character as well. And I think she brought that into that as well. But overall, I think that, she did a decent job, and I think, it got the point across of the character of Harley Quinn, and I think that she was enjoyable and a decent extra, or added person to this roster of this film. Now, if you haven't seen anything Lady Gaga has been in, definitely a movie to check her out, and I think is my favorite performance of hers. I think she was phenomenal in this film, and I think that this was definitely one of those films she really should have gotten a lot more recognition for. And that, of course, the film called The House of Gucci. Yeah, The House of Gucci. Yeah. Absolutely loved this film. I thought it was absolutely a dynamite film. Thought it was a great representation of what happened with the Gucci family. And Lady Gaga did an amazing job as her character. She was so amazing. She was awesome. You fell in love with her. You hated her. Everything about the character she embodied and did such a great job with it. And I absolutely loved how she reacted and, acted with all the other actors throughout the film. Jared Leto and Al Pacino and stuff like that. They all worked so well together. And she did an amazing job portraying, Gucci's, ex-wife. that had him murdered. And I just think that she did such a phenomenal job, and I think everyone should definitely check out her performance in that because she just was so good in it. If you haven't seen Lady Gaga or anything, definitely check her out in House of Gucci. She did a phenomenal job. But overall, like I said, she was great in Joker 2. I absolutely loved her. Thought she was fantastic. It wasn't her best, but at the same time, I still enjoyed her and thought she was very entertaining as a character. If you haven't seen Lady Gaga in anything recently, go check her out in Joker 2. She did a decent job. So that brings me to the final actor I'd like to talk about that was in this film. And that is none other than the bailiff at Arkham Asylum in the film, played by the amazing Mr. Brendan Gleeson! Oh yeah, Brendan Gleeson! Woo! Brendan Gleeson, yeah! Oh, Brendan Gleeson, a.k.a. Mad Eye Moody, a.k.a. the amazing kind of like buyer of the virus in MI2 and just many other great films. He's just such a phenomenal actor. Absolutely love Brendan Gleeson. He always is enjoyable to watch. He's so freaking funny. He can play serious. He can play comedy. He can do it all. And he's just a really well-rounded Scottish actor that is just so freaking awesome. And I just absolutely love him in anything he's in. And so when I found out he was in this, I was so down to see this movie just for him because he always brings great characterization to his characters no matter what the character is. And I absolutely loved him as that guard in this film because he really showed kind of a great idea of what one of those guards really would be like at a mental institution. I think he did a great job with that, and that he found a lot of the loonies funny, and he would like give them cigarettes and stuff like that because he found them funny and they do funny things for him. But at the same time, he was hard like a real like army security guard for a prison. And I think that overall he did a great job portraying that and giving this really solid performance that I thought was the MVP of this film. Now, if you haven't seen Brendan Gleeson in anything, definitely a great movie to check him out in is a great 1999 film called Lake Placid. Yeah! Lake Placid. Yeah! Lake Placid is such a fantastic film, and I absolutely love Brendan Gleeson as the New Hampshire cop that is, running the sheriff of the town there, that they're investigating these deaths. And he is absolutely freaking fantastic in this film. Absolutely hilarious. He has some of the greatest one-liners in this film. I love the line he was like, "Oh my God, we forgot to pack the Femkin napkins." Oh my God, that's one of the best lines in that movie. It's so freaking funny. And him and Oliver Platt are so freaking funny together and just work so well together too, and give us these really great, just performances that you just crack up at. And this film just really showed how comical Brendan Gleeson is and how good he is at comedy. And he just was amazing as this comedic character, and it was just so phenomenal. If you haven't seen Brendan Gleeson in anything, definitely check him out in Lake Placid. He was so phenomenal. But overall, I absolutely loved him in Joker 2. He was, like I said, the MVP of the film, and I think he did such a great job and was just so awesome, and just overall was a fantastic addition to this film. If you haven't seen Brendan Gleeson recently, go check him out in Joker 2. He did a really phenomenal job. So what is Joker 2 about? Basically, the premise of the story is it's 2 years later, and the Joker is now going on trial for the 5 deaths that he committed in the first film. And basically, the film shows him and his living arrangements at Arkham Asylum while going to court dates, meeting with lawyers, and his eventual romance that he has with Harley Quinn in the film. And basically it shows kind of his, from his capture to, basically kind of how this all folds out with his conviction in the film. And it's just a very enjoyable film, really entertaining. I enjoyed it very much. Just like I said, except for the musical parts, I just thought the musical parts were so unnecessary for the film. And overall, I thought that it was a decent film, and I enjoyed it and thought that it was better than the first film. If you haven't seen it, I highly recommend you go check it out in theaters now. I give this one 7 golden movie boxes up. It was a decent film, very entertaining. Might add it to the collection, I'm not 100% sure, but I might. But overall, it's definitely worth seeing Lady Gaga and Joaquin Phoenix's performance and Brendan Gleeson's performance. They all did a really great job and worthy of a watch. Like I said, if you haven't seen it yet, go check it out in theaters now. Worth the watch. So that's it for this movie review, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Thank you for liking. Also, thank you for subscribing. If you've been here before, or this is your first time here, don't forget to check out the other new videos you not might see mine yet. As always, people, I want a huge shout out to my followers, my subscribers. Thank you so much, new and old. Thank you so much for being a part of the Cybernetic Shark channel. You guys are rocking it. And also, you just guys, thank you so much for watching and keep on watching. And definitely remember to go check out the MCU's Bleeding Edge. Watch us there too, as well as we unfold amazing things over there as well. And as always, people, if you want to show support for the channel, want to help the channel out, please check out my Patreon page where I put all kinds of extra accoutrement that you can't get here on my YouTube channel when you become a member. So definitely check that out. As always, people, catch you in the next one.